has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
I think we've all felt it. The resurgence of Battlefront II. Ever since the success of Andor, the front lines have been alive again. Player counts are soaring across Steam and consoles, old squads reuniting, and new players discovering the magic for the first time. But beneath all the hype, at the very centre of this revival, there's something deeper happening. A quiet movement, a collective question, and a growing hope. What about Battlefront III? For a while now, it's felt like a galaxy paused, a franchise unfinished, because Star Wars Battlefront 3 doesn't exist. But what if it did? What if it wasn't just another shooter, but a reclamation? A second chance, not just to fix systems, but to reconnect with something we thought we'd lost. Our emotional bond to a galaxy far, far away. A love letter, if you will, to Star Wars, to the fans, and to the fantasy and characters we've never stopped believing in. Stick with me today and I'll show you how this longed-for title could be more than just a sequel. It could become a live service masterpiece, setting the standard for generations to come. One that honours the canon, celebrates the chaos of legends, and redefines what a Star Wars game can be in this generation. Because this isn't a wish list, it's a manifesto, a call to build the definitive Battlefront experience, with the reverence it deserves and the ambition it's always needed. The fans are ready, I am ready. The timing could never be more perfect. Hashtag Battlefront 3 in the comments, folks. Today we're going to break it all down piece by piece, the modes, the heroes and villains, and the fantasy of it all. What Battlefront 3 could be, and what it should be, and why it's not just overdue, it's inevitable. This is Cult Rushmore. Let's lock in on what if Battlefront 3 did the unthinkable. When we look forward to Battlefront 3, we have to look at how Battlefront 2 launched in 2017. It became the face of everything wrong with live service gaming. Locked heroes, pay-to-win mechanics, loot boxes disguised as progression. It wasn't just disappointing, it felt like a betrayal. But the deeper issue wasn't the monetization, it was the mistrust. Battlefront 2 didn't believe Star Wars fans would care about depth, immersion or legacy. It was built around retention metrics, not storytelling. Not immersive gameplay mechanics, but skins and star cards instead of identity and purpose. Instead of letting us be rebels, stormtroopers, or clone troopers, they turned us into customers waiting in a line. And yet, when the systems were reworked, when the Clone Wars era arrived, when heroes like General Kenobi and Grievous finally joined the fray, the community came back. Not for microtransactions, but for meaning. For moments. Battlefront 2 didn't fail because it aimed too high. It failed because it aimed too low and forgot who we are. Not customers, but archivists of a galaxy near and dear to us. I understand how live service has become a dirty phrase, and in many cases for good reason, but it doesn't have to be, I don't think. The model itself isn't the problem, it's the intent behind it. If a game can establish trust with skill-based progression, meaningful unlocks and content that respects your time, then things like map packs and new modes or the occasional hero drop wouldn't feel so villainized. The gameplay has to be the reward. Not the grind, not the gamble. The combat, the immersion, the moment-to-moment fantasy, that should be the addictive element. Not chasing crates for hours to unlock a colour variant of a cape. Random legendary outfits, alternative what-if costumes, or iconic armour variants should drop as surprises tied to player milestones, not paywalls. That's how you create loyalty, and that's how you build a world people want to live in, not just log into. And that's where Battlefront 3 could truly set itself apart, not just by fixing the past, but by imagining something bolder, something more expansive, putting players first. So, what should Battlefront 3 actually be? Not just a sequel or a threequel, whatever you want to call it. It should be a second chance and a celebration of everything Star Wars has become. And when I say second chance, look, I know Battlefront 2 right now is clearly popping off again, but that launch, that needs work. That's my point about a second chance. There's loads of ideas in my head about what would make this the ultimate experience, and some of these changes are small, like reworked progression skills for your troopers, fine-tuned classes, and balanced power scaling. I'd also grounded, gritty human campaign on the front lines wouldn't go amiss, but I want to spend most of my time today highlighting two core online experiences, one grounded in canon, the other built for pure Star Wars mythology. I'd love to have a mode which is akin to something like, as a working title, let's call it Timeline Wars. Massive online battles that recreate the most pivotal conflicts across the saga. Scarif, Hoth, even the Siege of Mandalore. And hell, dare I say, Exegol as well. Each match can begin with an in-engine cinematic briefing you to set the stakes, immersing you in the role you're about to play. You're not just fighting to win, you're participating in the story. Maps can shift dynamically with scripted mid-match events. Reinforcements arrive, Star Destroyers crash. These aren't just matches, they're reenactments, canon and playable. On the flip side though, again as a working title, let's call it Legends Wars. No restrictions, no rules, just Star Wars, completely unleashed, forgive the pun. The possibilities are endless. Imagine matchups like Vader versus Malgus, and even Ahsoka versus Rey, and one in incredibly high demand, Revan and the Chosen One, Anakin. Maps could even be cross-era playgrounds as well. Imagine the likes of Mustafar clashing with Kamino, providing a death-defying playground for our heroes and villains. Imagine having an Order 66 mode, where it's a squad of troopers against 3 or so Jedi defending the temple. Qui-Gon, Mace, Obi-Wan, even Jedi Dooku, all under one roof in the Jedi Temple. This wouldn't be a disrespect to canon, it's a celebration of everything that's ever made Star Wars magical. And then, at the centre of it all, is you. Your trooper should be more than just a skin, custom armour parts that reflect your story. Let us feel like we've earned our identity on the front lines, and let us stand apart from the other players around us. As for the heroes and villains, don't just bring back the icons that were clearly missed, like Ahsoka, Asajj, one of my favourites, Plo Koon. Give us unique gameplay, focused characters to deploy in certain situations. Cassian Andor, a stealth-based saboteur deployed for certain key moments in a match. Baylan Skoll, heavy, slow, devastating, a myth in motion to tank through enemy lines. You could have Cal Kestis, agile, supported by BD-1's tech to hack checkpoints. And then Din Djarin, a walking loadout swap with a flamethrower, sniper, jetpack, or darksaber to equip. And perhaps most importantly, EA or whoever Lucasfilm gives the keys to the kingdom to, they need to build trust. That means crossplay on day one. Dedicated servers, no loot boxes, transparent updates, commitments to rolling out characters spanning legends and canon. Don't just sell us the fantasy, let us live it. Look, there's a reason we all still talk about Battlefront. Even with its flaws, it gave us moments. That swell of John Williams' score as your squad charges through the forests of Endor. These aren't just mechanics, they're memories. Memories we can all share together, online. Andor reminded us that Star Wars doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It just needs to be honest. Battlefront 3 could finally be that. Not just spectacle, but soul. Not just multiplayer, but mythology you can step into. A place where canon is honoured, where chaos is unleashed, where every trooper, every duel, every last stand becomes a story worth remembering. We don't just want Battlefront 3 because we want a new game. We want it because we never got closure, because the war still feels unfinished, and deep down, we still want to be a part of it. What would your Battlefront 3 look like? What heroes do you want? What maps would you recreate? And what custom trooper tells your story? Please drop it all in the comments and let's build out this idea together. I'd love interacting with you all there, and I do read every comment, so I'll be happy to respond to all your guys' theories and expectations for the inevitable Battlefront 3. And maybe that's a little bit of manifestation, because here on Cult Rushmore, we don't just speculate, we remember, we imagine, and when the time's right, we speak up. So with that being said, hashtag Battlefront 3 in the comments and on all your socials and wherever you get the opportunity. And may the Force be with us. And I say us because we have the power to change a course of action. Always.